Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today for this presentation on Poll Everywhere as a tool that we use in education. My name is Tracy. I am currently pursuing the PIDP program, and this assignment is for PIDP3240, Media Enhanced Learning. Before I start, I would like to first of all acknowledge that I am working and studying and playing in the unceded and traditional territories of the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh nations. I feel very honored and grateful every day to be able to be part of this beautiful land. So I would like to go in and start talking about what is Poll Everywhere. Let's take a look at this intro video.
Embry-Riddle is the oldest and the largest aeronautical university in the world. We are pretty proud of that. Mechanical engineering department actually is relatively new, and we currently offer bachelor's, master's, and PhDs.
I would like to just pause a sec and turn on closed caption if possible. Unfortunately, there is no closed caption options for this video. So my apologies in case if you have trouble listening. My apologies. This is one of the EDI consideration that I should have taken into account. Anyway, I'm going to continue for now.
Mechanical engineering. As a teacher, I'm a big fan of Socratic teaching. I want to engage students with questions rather than just give them answers. Many students actually don't know what they know and what they don't know, and they usually feel pretty good about their own learning. I've been looking for some ways to engage students effectively and also probe every single student's understanding about particular concepts. The first time I saw Poll Everywhere, I loved it.
It is through engagement that true learning happens. It's an active process. The way Poll Everywhere works is that the presenter or the teacher asks a question. The class or the audience responds either via SMS text, Twitter, or just by visiting a webpage. And the results appear live and instantaneously in the form of a gorgeous bar chart or a live updating word cloud.
Whenever I need to find out whether students have a good understanding about a particular concept, I will put that in my PowerPoint slide.
PowerPoint has been used as part of a classroom rhythm for decades. Together with Poll Everywhere, Microsoft is changing that landscape.
In Dr. Tang's class, periodically, we'll stop and she'll ask questions of the class. And I know a lot of other classes, there's that weird, awkward pause and no one wants to raise their hand. Well, it just comes up on the screen. You have answers, what other people in the class thought, and it takes a lot of the pressure off.
From a confidence standpoint, it really helps because right away, the teacher, as soon as she clicks to close the poll, she knows who understands, who doesn't by percentages.
You as the professor see the output. You can see it live, and then you could change your lecture to address the students' learning needs in that moment.
So why do we need characteristic equation? I will try to re-elaborate the concept from different perspectives. Because obviously the original explanation, students don't get it.
Combining polling with PowerPoint, it's not just multiple choice. It's free response, it's ranking polls, it's Q&A brainstorming where the best ideas literally float to the top.
I love it. I feel, wow, that's so easy to use. And especially for teaching engineering courses, we would like to use more technology in classroom, not just to use the technology, but use technology to facilitate learning.
Okay, let's go back to our presentation. Okay, so that was in my opinion, a really good overview of Poll Everywhere in the education setting. And it is great that in the scenario, the instructor as well as the students were speaking to how this tool is used in the classroom and what the feedback is. So let's go into the 4 E's of this tool and see how each of them functions and how each of them does. Excite. So as you can see through the video, and I will do a quick demonstration as well, but Poll Everywhere is essentially a tool where you can put up on the screen in front of the class a multiple choice question, a survey, a word cloud task, etc., etc. Those are some of the examples of the activities that you can create, and this can be integrated with an existing tool. So if you're using Microsoft PowerPoint as an example to do presentation in the class, this tool can be integrated with Microsoft PowerPoint to showcase directly on the screen in front of the class. And the students in the class can respond to the questionnaire or the survey on the screen in multiple ways. So it could be through text, can be through a link, can be through Twitter, so many different ways that they can respond. And this is really exciting because obviously this tool is interactive. So instead of listening to the instructor speaking at you, you can take part in this interactive process. Also, the opportunity to use technology in the classroom is wonderful. Some classrooms do not allow students to use cell phone, but in this case, they can use cell phone to test out this technology and respond. Multimedia can be used really easily as well. So instead of just using text, you can the instructor can create the poll or the multiple choice questions using videos, using images. And it is real time. So as you can also look from the video immediately as the students are answering the survey or the multiple choice questions, the real-time results show up on the screen. And so it's really exciting for the students to see, oh, how many people have the same answers as I do, and how many people have different answers. How is it ranking? And it's changing second by second until the poll, the questionnaire is full. So for this, I give Poll Everywhere an A. How does it do in terms of educating? So the Poll Everywhere tool embraces a lot of great fundamental theories in adult education, and some of this is shown in the research that I put. I've referred to in the references as well at the end of this presentation. But a lot of universities have started using this tool in education, and some of them have also done some deep diving and research to understand how this tool actually applies in the latest theories in adult education. And so number one is active learning. So active learning is in the sense that students have hands-on activities, and the activities prompt them to engage with the course material and with each other and with the instructor at the same time. The tool can also be used for retrieval practice. And so when one of the things that the instructor in the video talked about is the idea of testing whether or not what she is teaching in the class resonate with the student, or if the students understand the content of what she just talked about, so that she has a good evaluation and a good understanding of the classroom. So retrieval practice is a great way to, number one, gives the instructor an indication of how much of the material is understood by the students, but at the same time also gives the student the opportunity to retrieve the material, retrieve the information just presented that helps with memory retention of the information and memory retention as well. And last but not least, real-time feedback and adjustment. So when the teacher, the instructor has this real-time feedback, she or he can adjust accordingly. So that really helps with ensuring that the class, the materials is suited to the class, or the pace of the delivery is suited to the class. So for this, I give Poll Everywhere an A-. Engage. So this is an A+ for me. I think for students being able to engage with a new technology, being able to see the results in real time, they are allowed to use electronic devices. They can see their feedback and the students' feedback, other students' feedback as well in real time, which is really, really engaging. And last but not least is the anonymity, right? It's important that they know that however they respond, it's not going to be them. Instead of asking a question to the class, someone raised their hand, there's a chance that they might be embarrassed if the answer is not correct. But there's a lot of anonymity with this tool, so students are free to express what they truly and really think. And so that gives them the forum and the platform to be more creative, to be more bold with the answers, and subsequently also more engaged. So that's an A+. Evaluating. So the tool can be a great way for formative assessment. So the instructor can use this throughout the lecture to really get an understanding of, okay, the first part of the lecture, how much of the information was received by the students, the task that she or he gave the class, how well is the class receiving this. And so it really informs the teaching and also gives an understanding of where the students are at. So I think this is really critical, and this is a really, really strong functionality of this tool. And for more summative assessment as well at the end of the course. So this could also be done with less impromptu polls during the class, but a more extensive, well-designed, lengthy, multiple choice questionnaire, for example, that could also be used as a summative assessment at the end of the course. And in real time, it saves the instructor a lot of time because the result and the grade will be assigned immediately based on the students' answers or participation in the activities. And obviously, the live feedback component is really critical. So that helps with the evaluation of students' understanding and also helps with the how the students can see their performance compared to other students in the class as well. So for this, I gave the platform an A. So all around, a very strong tool. Some EDI considerations. So the platform Poll Everywhere has done a really great job in trying to accommodate for different accessibility needs, and also to allow for people who have different preferences in terms of how technology is used. So as an example, for many of the activities, instead of going to a link or scanning a QR code on the platform, you can also text your answers, or you can respond using Twitter as well. And so there are multiple ways of responding. And it's also another option is for multimedia tools, for example, with colors. They can, of images, they can also be text only. And so this is really dependent on how the instructor designs the questionnaire to accommodate for the different levels of accessibilities and needs in the classroom. The tool can be also designed to be friendly for people using screen readers or assistive devices as well. So I think that Poll Everywhere is taking a lot of these things in consideration to ensure that there's accessibility considerations included, as well as EDI. So to the fun part. Now I'm gonna do a quick demo of this tool to show you what are some of the possibilities. So this is Poll Everywhere. I'm going to log in, and my account is already saved here. So what I can do is it's a very simple user interface. And here you can see that there's a activity button that I can click. And in this, that will show me multiple ways that I can use Poll Everywhere in the different settings, but we're talking about classroom, so it could be multiple choice. So you can ask a question and let the students choose from a list of answers that are preset. You can use this for word cloud. So for example, you are asking the students to, let's say, create words that come to mind associated with, let's say, Apple as a company. Q&A. So you can ask the questions, any student can respond, and other people can upvote or downvote the answers as well. So this can be good for brainstorming or for kind of picking out the best idea among the students in the class. Clickable image, so you can upload an image, ask a question, and then they can click anywhere on the image to respond. So for example, if this is for language learning, it could be a picture of, multiple fruits, and then whenever there's a word that show up, then you can click on where the image is. So that's a way of teaching as well. A survey, open-ended questions, competition. So many different ways. There's also other, for example, emotion scale, icebreaker, leaderboard, brainstorm, ranking. So many different activities that can be used. So if I just use this as an example, write words associated with Apple, and then create it. So now I have a board, and so when the poll is active, the students can use this link to access the poll and answer. And the moment they start answering, the words will just show up in this part here. They can also scan with a QR code. How can they respond? They can also text message. Again, this is a free account, so it doesn't allow me to do this, but it's an option. Present a session, or also audience text can text an auto-generated code and then a respond each time they reply as well. So there are multiple different options. There's also options for you to show who can participate. You can choose whether or not they need to specify their name, or they can show up as anonymous. Multiple ways to respond, to create settings for the response as well. So how many times each person may respond? Can they change their answer after they responded? And how can you moderate this session, and how much time do you allow for this session to happen? So many different ways. So again, an amazing tool. That is a quick demo for the tool, and now I will be going back to our presentation to wrap it up. Okay. So here are the list of references that I use for this presentation. Any questions? I don't believe that we have anyone attending the session today. So again, thank you very much if you're watching the recorded version. I really appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Tracy, and it's a pleasure for me to show you Poll Everywhere today. Thank you.